Hello YouTube viewers! Welcome to my very first pet tube / reptile room video. I'm excited to show you what I've got, so let's get to it. The first animal I'm going to be sharing on this tour is my corn snake Nathara. This is her cage. It is a 20-gallon long, which is the minimum I would say is a good size for a corn snake. And she is 15 years old. And she's kind of hiding back there behind her cage decor. And let's see if we can get a better look at her. She's a very sweet snake. Oh, there's my pretty girl. There's my old girl. And she has a cataract in one eye. It's pretty cloudy, and the other one is starting to cloud over as well, so she can't see very well anymore. And there's her good eye. And she's been a great snake. Everybody who comes and sees her says that she's the most beautiful snake I have. And I love that she is a wild type. I mean, there are corn snakes that look like this in the wild. They're just fantastic, beautiful snakes. She was my very first snake, and the name Nathara is, I believe it's Scottish, and it just means female snake. So her name is Female Snake, just prettier. Welcome to Boaville, work in progress. Now we're on the back side of my curtain to my studio, which is behind there. I have some art stuff and some books and different art supplies there on that shelf. Right next to that I have my grow out rack, my baby rack. Well, not so much baby anymore. They're about 4 years old now, so they're getting pretty big. They're going to be updated shortly if they don't sell. I've got a garbage can down there and a screen mesh top to a tank down there to block off my house rabbit so he doesn't get back there and chew those cords, which would be very bad. This fan right here is usually running, but I have it off because it's loud, so it's not so good for filming. I've got the thermostat back there for this rack. Go over here, I have a window. Ooh, that's bright. It's afternoon sun coming in. I have insulation on the inside of these walls here, and that is because there's not a whole lot of insulation between the walls, outside and inside, so to supplement heat this winter I've had to put some insulation on the inside. And then there's the heater with some water on top for humidity. And then over here I have a male snake for sale. Below him is Tiamat, who you'll see shortly. And then over to this side I have Desert Ross, and above him is Orion. And then I've got my handy dandy hand sanitizer, water mister bottle, which I really want to upgrade to one of those nice pump misters that has a continuous spray, because I've seen other reptile keepers use those, and they look amazing, so I want one. And then, of course, some paper towel. I've got some extra rags and bins down there that nobody's in right now, but great for cleaning. So, let's get started with the tour. I'm going to start over here with the grow out rack here. So this top one is one of Tia's babies, and she is my holdback. She currently does not have a name. She will need one. And move some of her stuff. Oh, there's your nose peeking out. She just got fed the other night, so she shouldn't be hungry. But boas are kind of always hungry. Hey, you! Gonna come out? Let's take a look. Oh, it's a pretty girl. There she is. There's my lovely lady. Now, you can't tell in this video, but she has some amazing pink blushing on her that is just phenomenal. And she got that from a combination of her mom and dad. They both had some nice red and pink. But, there she is. Now, she is a Sonoran, and she is a dwarf boa. All the boas I have are really technically dwarf boas. They don't get more than 6-7 feet, whereas a lot of the mainland boas can get 10 feet, sometimes 12. So, nice smaller size. So if you're looking to upgrade from a corn snake or a ball python, a dwarf boa is a great second snake, I would say. So she is awesome. We'll put her house back on her and check out the next one. Next up is a boa I recently sold. He'll be going to his new owners in a few weeks. And I've nicknamed him Silver Boy because he was the lightest in color of the Type 2 anerytheristic litter that I had a few years back. So he's currently hanging out, I think, in his cardboard hide, which he prefers to his cork bark hide because it's probably in the warmer place. Let's see if we can get him out here in the open. There he is. He's a pretty silver boy. So you can see he is basically grayscale. This line of anerytheristic, unlike many other lines, does not brown out nearly as much. And while he actually kind of appears like he's in shed right now, he is not. That is his natural normal color. And in some light you can really pick up on the iridescence of his scales. All of these dwarf boas have nice iridescence, but the black ones in particular are amazing. So he is just gorgeous. I think his new owners will be very happy with him. So we'll put him back under his hide here and check out the next one. And here we have a pretty little girl. She is also a Type 2 anery, and oh, she is hanging out on top of her box here. Hello, honey. So she is the same morph as the one right above her that I just showed, but she has a higher contrast. She has more dark black and lighter background, whereas the other guy just kind of has a silver sheen all over him. But she's also a very beautiful snake, and she is currently for sale as of making this video. Right below her I have one of my favorite snakes. They're all pretty great, but this girl is phenomenal. She is the Type 2 Ghost, which is what I was going for in my last pairing with the Type 2 anery. And we'll see if she is dark or light right now, because she goes through a dramatic change in shade. Sometimes day to day, sometimes in the same day. Oh, there she is. And she looks a little bit lighter today than she usually does, which is wonderful. So she's a combination of the hypo and the Type 2 anerytheristic, which basically gives her a little bit of a reduced black. And then the, of course, that's what the hypo does. And then the anery is no red, so it takes away that red. So she is just gorgeous. Let's see if I can get a look at her tail. Hi, honey. And you can see, very small boas. She's 4 years old. So these guys just do not get a whole lot of size to them. There's her tail. So you might have noticed that the, well, I'll get to that when the next snake comes up, is the hypo in the Central American boas does not change the pattern as much as some other ones. So that's kind of a neat feature. Also, this girl does not have a name yet, so she's also open to name suggestions. I was calling her Luna, and I was calling the other one that I have Hera, and I'm not totally set on those two names. So I would like to change them. So if you have any like kind of ghosty ideas or something along those lines, hit me up. And that sound in the background is Pixel, my house rabbit, drinking. So, interruption bunny. And last here in the rack is my hypo het type 2 anery, and she is also for sale as of making this video. And oh, she's hanging out right up here too. So she is a Nicaraguan hypo, Central American hypo, which, like I mentioned, does not take away the pattern as much. But let's see if we can get a better view of her. I'll take her out a little bit. So again, it's hard to make out on this video, but as she's escaping here, she is full of really nice red coloration, and I'll make a video possibly later on showing just how much red she has, because her whole belly is red, and it just kind of crawls up all the way to their face as they get older. So she's just a gorgeous animal. And if you breed her, she's, het type 2 anery, you end up with a ghost, like the one that I showed. Her mother looked just like this. So, great snake. And that's it for the subadults, so let's move over here to the adults. So up top here is Orion, you can see, and he is in his hide box right now, I believe. Let's see if we can take a look at him. I will be doing a video on him, just him, at some point, because he is just an amazing snake. Hey buddy, you want to come out and say hello? Come say hello to YouTube? No? Okay, I'm gonna bug him. So there he is, soaking up a little sun. He is the father to most of the babies I just showed, all the type 2 anery stuff. And he is an adult type 2 anerytheristic. And you can see his tail area here, he's just dark black. I would call him a poor man's IMG, or increased melanin gene, because look at that. Look at all that iridescence. He is just amazing. Look at that gorgeous boy. So, yeah. Fantastic snake, great breeder, very tame, very sweet. Just all around great snake. And again, he's full grown. He's maybe 6 feet, I suppose. And he's not going to get any bigger. Snakes continue growing throughout their lives, but it's just tiny increments from this point on. So he's an absolutely perfectly manageable size. So, beautiful snake. Definitely consider them. So that was Orion, and just below him is Desert Ross. But before I show Desert Ross, I would like to show my little arsenal of supplies here. So I've got a nice hammer for hammering in nails for hanging things up, of course. That's pretty much what I use it for. I've got my feeding tongs, which are just old, I think hot dog tongs I've been using for many, many years. I've got a little dry erase marker for marking cages for different things. This is great. This is my snake shield. Ta-da! Snake shield. So if one of my boas is kind of grumpy, or I just want to get in there and clean something and not worry about maybe smelling like a rat and getting bit, I just put that shield up and they know that I'm coming in there for maintenance reasons. So then I've got a scissors and a scraper for scraping urates off of cage floors, because that's always fun. And that makes that job a little bit easier. So there's a few things. Now, Desert Ross was originally named Desert Rose, but turned out to be a boy. He's another Sonoran boa. And he is hiding out in the back in the dark. So I'm going to get a light on him. Just a sec. And there he is with some light. So let's see if I can figure it out here. Now you may notice with Ross, he has a little bit of a bump on his nose. That is being currently treated with antibiotics. And unfortunately he may need surgery to get that lump removed. So that'll be a future video. fun stuff. But he has been handling the antibiotics great. He's doing very well, and I'm sure he's going to pull through just fine. But he got that from doing some cage rubbing. He really wanted to breed this season. I wasn't planning on breeding him, but I ended up putting him with Tia anyway, just to get him happy, and he still ended up with nose rub. So sometimes that's just part of breeding boas, is you gotta take them to the vet and get their problems sorted out. But otherwise, he's an amazing snake, and he'll get his own future video. I forgot to show off this guy when I was first filming the younger boas, the subadults, so I'm going to show him here too. He is also for sale, and he's in this separate tub because he did belong to my niece for a while. And she had him in here, which is a good size for a small boa. And I hadn't put him back in my rack, but you can see, there he is, all scrunched up under his box there. He's a very good looking snake, very nice example of the type 2 anery, and he's gonna make somebody very happy, I'm sure. They're very hand tame. I hold them frequently. So, put him back under. And last but certainly not least in the boa room is my girl Tiamat. So let's take a look. See if we can see her. Oh, you're hanging out right there on the log. Hi, baby. It's very dark in here, so I'm going to grab that light again. And here's my girl Tia. Tia is a fantastic snake. She is the tamest snake I have ever had. She is an absolute joy. Total puppy dog. When I first got her when she was a baby, I thought that the snakes were drugged or something. I mean, not literally, but they just came out of the bags just so calm and so easygoing, and that personality is just amazing for pet snakes. So I do believe she is passing that on to her offspring, because her daughter that I also held back is just a phenomenal snake. So, but boas in general are pretty sweet. And she is just a gorgeous girl. Like I said with the others, the red really isn't coming in on the camera very well. She has a lot more red coloration than what's showing up. But she's just a joy. She's possible het leopard, as is Desert Ross. I'm pretty sure Desert Ross is het leopard, and I'm pretty sure that Tia is not. But we're going to keep trying and see if we can get some more nice babies out of her, because they just turned out red and hypo and amazing. So she still throws really pretty babies, so I want to keep breeding her. But anyway, that is Tia. She'll get her own video soon too. Now, also here in my boa room, I have a fun little project going on, because I'm planning on moving to bioactive enclosures for a lot of my animals coming soon. As many as I can, anyway. And so this is my tiny little itty-bitty, if I can get it open. This is difficult to do one-handed, guys. My little springtail culture. So I know it doesn't look like much. I don't know if you can actually see them. But there's a whole bunch of itty-bitty little white bugs in here that are the cleanup crew for bioactive enclosures. And I got these from Drew, that frog guy, also on YouTube. Check out his channel. He's pretty great, and he's inspired me a lot to get back into this kind of thing. So I am excited for the future. So some of these guys are already in my salamander enclosure, and I'll show you that shortly. Oh, I also wanted to mention that I have isopods in this container. This lovely ice cream container, and I've got some, I threw some sunflower seeds in there just for the hell of it, and they started growing. So I've got my own little weird terrarium going on in here. But there are lots of itty bitty little baby isopods growing in here, and I'm gonna be collecting some more temperate isopods locally, which is what these are, as the snow goes away. So hopefully that will be soon. Most of the snow is gone now, but the ground is still frozen, so we're getting close. Next up here on the pet tour is my salamander, Toothless. He is poking his head out of his house right there. He is covered in substrate, so he was obviously just burying himself. And he likes to come out at night for food, so I will probably be feeding him later this evening. I'll have to film that sometime soon. But he usually looks way better. He's not usually covered in dirt, but he'll probably come out and take a bath after a bit. He looks like he wants food. Let's see if I can get a better look. Toothless is a blue spotted salamander, though you can't currently see his spots. So I got a little fruit fly flying in here. Get it, Toothless. Eat that fly. But he's a super cool little guy. Salamanders are amazingly easy to care for. I actually feed him the butts of worms. Like, I cut off the butt of a worm and I feed him part of a worm. So I want to feed him some isopods and things like that in the near future. But for now, he gets worm butts. E.T. phone home. Feed me worm butts. This is Willow. Sorry for the poor lighting here. You can't tell, but she has 2 different colored eyes. She is 15 years old. I got her in 2003, just before I became a senior in high school. She is a very shy cat. Not very many people know her, which is unfortunate because she is amazing. She's full of personality. She still loves to play, which I'll definitely share some video of her playing. So she is just a wonderful cat, and I couldn't be happier to have her in my life, and I hope she lives many more years, because she is a joy. So this is Pixel. He is my house rabbit. He's a dwarf mix. Part Mini Rex and part New Zealand, part Californian. But mostly, I mean, he got the mini side for sure. Mostly Mini Rex. And he is just the sweetest little guy. Hi, bud. He loves his nose rubbed. Loves his pets. Doesn't like being picked up very much, but loves attention. And he just has the run of the place. This is his house, basically, where he eats and drinks and poops. But other than that, he gets the run of my studio. And he's a pretty good bun. The only thing he's done so far is chewed the cord on one of my thermostats, which was bad. But we did get a quick and easy repair job done on that, so it works. And otherwise, he's just a phenomenal bun. So you'll see more of him on my channel for sure. Also in my studio room, I have 2 pet rats. And these guys are just fantastic. This is Taco. And down there is his brother Moose. And I'm going to take the cage open right here. And look at that little face. Rats are the best small animal pet you can get. By far. They're just fantastic. And the reason for that is they love people. They love to be with you, they love food, and they can eat almost anything that we can eat, so it's fun to just share meals with them. And these 2 are Dumbos. Taco is a Dumbo Rex, and then Moose is just a Berkshire Dumbo, because they've got the lower, bigger ears, which are just too cute, and they're so sweet. They're fantastic little pets. They ride around on your shoulder. You can take them with you hiking. You just take them with you to town. They just love to be with you. And they just love to play. These guys are still babies, so they're pretty rambunctious still. But they will probably get twice this size. If we're lucky, if we get some nice big male rats, which are a lot of fun. They get big and cuddly, whereas the female rats, they're more interactive. They run around more and explore more, but these guys are doing that now, young. So we're enjoying that stage while they have it. And they have some more items I'm going to be putting in their cage. I just cleaned it yesterday, so it's kind of sparse. They're just fantastic. So you'll definitely see more videos on the rats on the channel. Say goodbye to the ratties, and now we're going to go see the queen. The last animal on my pet tour is our newest addition. Meet the queen. Now, the queen is a bright pink veil-tail male beta. And let's turn his light on so we can get a real good look at his colors. There, oh boy. Hide, hide, hide from the light. What a pretty guy. Now, of course, I have 3 different foods for him. That one, and that one. And he only likes one, and he only likes the smallest possible pellets from it. So he's been kind of difficult to feed. As you can see, like a whole bunch of them have just kind of fallen to the bottom. It says they're supposed to float, but they don't really float, or they float for a while, and he'll bite it and spit it out, and it sinks, and he misses it. So it's been kind of a pain. But I've been making sure he's getting enough food anyway. So we'll try to find something new soon. And I'd love to get him in a planted setup when I'm able to. But for now, he is happy in his little bubbling 5-gallon fake aquarium. He's so pretty. Definitely a queen. Beautiful fish. So that concludes my my pet room, reptile room, snake room tour. If you'd like to see more of my animals, please like and subscribe. I would like to start doing more videos here. So this is kind of my first shot at it. I'm a little bit new, a little bit nervous talking, but I think the more I do it, the more I will enjoy it. So please hit those buttons. Thank you so much. All right, see you soon.